Welcome to SJS Arts. So this is the second part of my favorite paintings and painters video series. And today I only have 5 different paintings from 5 different painters. So this time this video should actually be very short, even though every time I say a video will be short, it ends up being from 30 minutes to like an hour long video. So I'm sorry that I always lie about that, but this time I truly believe that this will be a shorter video. And I would like to keep this shorter than the first part anyway, because the first part went on a bit too long due to the kind of the John William Waterhouse part. Yeah. But today we are gonna start with a painting called Scene of Deluge or Scene from the Great Flood. It has 2 different names here. And it's by Joseph-Désiré. So that's my horrible French pronunciation, as always. So this painting is like why conservatism is toxic, because we can see this again, this younger man saving this old guy, even though he should be saving this young woman and her child. And we can again analyze this painting in a many ways, more kind of in a personal way that this person is kind of clinging into the past. He cannot maybe escape his trauma. He has some kind of both conscious and unconscious issues with his past that he still has to deal with. So he kind of ends up saving this old guy the past, even though again he should be saving this the future, progress, beauty, and not ugly past. Yeah, but I think this painting I love for the fact that it can say says so much about I think humanity, what's wrong with humanity often, and yeah, it says lots about I think again politics and both and trauma and human relationships and many different things. But also, I think this is again aesthetically a very beautiful painting. Just look at look at this old guy, like look at his face, how much detail there is in it. And this painting has so much despair, many different types of despair. Obviously, these people, like they want him to save them again. This woman is obviously very shocked that he's saving the old guy rather than her and her kid. Um, and obviously she's scared that her child is gonna die. Yeah, but yeah, I absolutely love this painting. I think it's okay, one of the most provocative paintings I've ever seen, and definitely one of my absolute favorite ones. Yeah, let me know what you think of this one. I think again, this is definitely worthy of discussion. And again, I think I did a poor job of kind of explaining kind of the themes of this painting. Although I hope that you got what I meant by kind of the again the conservatism, the past, the trauma. Yeah, but that's the first painting. Then we go into another one. This is a recent favorite, or at least fairly recent. Um, so we have La Jeune, fille, mort by Henri-Léopold Lévy. So hopefully I didn't butcher that completely. But this one I kind of just love again from a per aesthetic point of view. Again, the previous one I also loved kind of what the painting is saying, but this is more from just the beauty perspective. And again, this is just utterly beautiful. I love this the color here, and again the contrast with this color, this darker stuff. And again, we have the light here. And this painting to me is it's like tender and creepy at the same time. Obviously, those are kind of opposite things in many ways, but if you look at these faces of these two characters here, it looks very tender. Obviously, I think this woman is dying or has died. That's what this painting is about because again, mort. Again, I mean, I think it means death. Yeah. Um, but yeah, again, and this guy is quite creepy. But this just is just utterly beautiful to me. one of the most beautiful paintings I've ever seen. Obviously, it wouldn't be on this list any otherwise. Yeah, and there's quite a bit of detail in the ground too, and in all of this kind of environment here. Yeah, but what a beautiful painting, both tender and creepy, like I said. Again, let me know what you think of this one. And again, I don't actually know much about Henri-Léopold Lévy, and I don't know much of his catalog, so maybe he has other paintings that are really beautiful as well. Maybe I'll talk about them in other installments, but we'll see. Yeah, we are going in a nice pace now. So now the next two are probably the most famous ones because these next two painters are definitely among the most famous painters to ever have lived. So first we have Claude Monet. Again, Claude Monet is known for his paintings that paint the environment, often again like grass and trees and everything like that. But like I said in other videos, I think that I usually have human beings on my favorite paintings. So that is why this is my favorite Monet painting because it actually has a couple of human beings in the painting and not just the environment. Yeah. But I like the kind of environment focused Monet paintings as well, but I wouldn't say they are like among my personal favorites or anything. So this might be the only time I'm talking about Monet in this video series. But this painting is called Woman with a Parasol or Madame Monet and Her Son. Yeah. And to me, this is just an utterly beautiful. Again, this is just from a purely aesthetic point of view. I don't think there's that much to analyze in this painting, at least in terms of meaning or anything like that. Again, it's just Madame Monet and her son in a beautiful way. This actually, I was kind of thinking of before I started making this video that this for some reason reminds me of the Studio Ghibli films a bit. But yeah, I think this is utterly beautiful, and especially like this part of the painting, the Madame Monet, like how she has the umbrella and how her face looks and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, beautiful painting, and Claude Monet is a legend for a reason. Yeah, but this is my favorite by him. Yeah, and I think I'm not sure whether I've seen every single Monet painting, but I've seen a lots of them because again, if you kind of read and kind of see like social media posts about paintings and stuff, like Claude Monet is there like so often. So yeah, I've seen many of them many times. Then we have Peter Paul Rubens. This is my favorite Rubens painting. Again, he's one of the most famous painters to ever have lived. So this is Day of Judgment. I think there was another name for this one too, The Fall of the Damned. So I've actually seen many Rubens paintings in person because in my late teens, or I was 17 then, so do you consider that late or mid teens? I don't know. But I visited the Gemalde Gallery in Berlin, Germany. By the way, I really love Berlin, Germany. That was one of my favorite trips I've ever taken. Again, I haven't traveled that much in the end, but Berlin was definitely a city that I really loved. And there was a time as a teenager that I considered moving to Germany, but then I ended up moving to the UK again due to the fact that I knew English and I had planned to move to the UK. But when Brexit happened for a while, I was considering moving to Germany. Yeah, but yeah, I love Berlin a lot. One thing that kind of ruined that vacation it was that again because I was still underage, I was there with my mother and my stepfather, and again, for example, the trip to the gallery had to be fairly short because my stepfather isn't interested in anything like this. He's interested in cars and navigators and stuff like that. Yeah, but I was interested in the museums and the art galleries and the architecture. Like fucking hell, like the Berlin Dome. You probably know that if you have visited Berlin, like that's one of my favorite buildings ever. Like that's such a beautiful building. Yeah. But I really want to visit Berlin again sometime and other places in Germany. I think it said here that this painting is in Munich or München, like we say in Finnish, and I think they say in Germany. But it's somewhere there. So I would love to visit Munich. Obviously, it's legendary city. And I actually was looking at the universities there when I was considering moving to Germany. But anyway, let's stop this rambling and talk about painting. So this painting is just absolutely insane and over the top. Again, I don't know how someone can have this level of genius. This is one of those paintings like look at the amount of human bodies in this painting. Like how can you paint something with this much detail? Like I think it's unfathomable, but in a good way, of course. Like this just is like that divine level of art that how can a human being paint something so good? Yeah. Again, I'm sure I have any kind of interesting analysis of this painting or anything like that, but I just absolutely love the excess in it. I love this type of painting that wherever you look in the painting, there's so much something happening there. Yeah, and I love excess in painting. I can get down with minimalism as well, but I also love this type of excess. Excess. Yeah. But yeah, I remember in the Kemalde gallery, they had so much Rubens there. I think they have the biggest Rubens collection ever, or ever, but in the world. They also had Rembrandt and Caravaggio. I think some other like lots of like the Renaissance stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, I love that place and would love to visit again. Yeah, and I think like I've loved went to the National Gallery in London many times. I love that place. I think they had some Rubens there as well, but I might be wrong. Again, it's really hard to remember everything because those places are so huge and there are so many paintings in there and there are so many people there as well. So you can often kind of miss some things when you go there. Anyway, what a beautiful painting. So last time I mentioned um, that I love the kind of Adam and Eve paintings, but I also said that my favorite Adam and Eve painting wasn't on the last video, but that I would show it in the next video. So this is my favorite one. So this is Anna-Lee Merritt's um, Eve. The painting is just called Eve. Again, this is also from the 19th century. It seems to be my favorite century for painting, and it seems to be my favorite century for literature too, like I said in that video. Yeah, but yeah, what a beautiful painting. Again, this is just a purely from an aesthetic point of view. Again, I don't think there's that much to analyze in terms of meaning in this painting, but it's just so beautiful. I just love this hose, for the lack of the better word. Yeah, we have the apples again. You can see that apple that she has bitten it. Yeah, but no snakes. No snakes here, and I hate snakes, so I'm glad that the snake isn't here. Yeah, but this just is utterly beautiful again. Yeah, one of my favorite paintings of all time. Possibly in the top 10, but at least in the top 20. Yeah, just love this one. Absolutely love this one. But those were the five paintings by five great artists. Again, with some of these artists, I don't actually know much of their catalog, and that's the case with Anna-Lee Merritt. But with Rubens, I've seen a lot of them, and with Monet, I've seen a lot of them. But the other ones I know a bit less about. But I'll have to look into their work more. And again, let me know what you think of these five paintings and also the painters who painted them, if you know about them. And also, you can let me know your favorite paintings and painters and your favorite styles and favorite periods of art. And let me know, have you visited any galleries and which is your favorite one? Again, I think perhaps many people have visited the National Gallery in London because I know many of my viewers are from the UK. And also Kemalde Gallery. I think, again, I have some German viewers, so maybe you have visited that place. Yeah. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching. Don't drink all the coke. Keep experiencing divine levels of art. And ciao.